Hey guys.
Hey, hey.
Well, we are a little bit late.
Oh,
There he is, Carl. We're in the meeting already and off we're going. So not
sorry,
wasting
folks.
any time.
A little tech. Did you tell him? Were you able to tell him a little tech
No, no,
issue
no.
here?
I just jumped in right now. Yeah.
No, to just
Go
sorry,
ahead.
folks, but we made it. We made it. So here we are. Anyways, all right. So what's happening? What's going on, Pat? What's happening? Kenyon Pat's here with you guys.
Kenyon Pat. Well, just yeah, sorry about that. We're just trying to come in and there was a little technical issue there, but we are here and
Yes.
moving on. Maybe we could open up someone and make sure they can see our screen and we could just take some calls. We do have a limited time today. We got about 30 minutes tops here, so just dive in and
Cool.
answer some.
And yet again, guys, Q&A call, especially anybody new to this. You guys provide the Q, we provide the A. So just either raise your hand or plunk your question in the box. Where are we going to go here? Let's go Jerome. Jerome Cohen. You're self-muted, my friend. Jerome, you want to say hello? You can unmute yourself, buddy. Come on, Jerome. Don't be shy. Maybe he's trying to unmute himself. Let's go down. What about Mark Reed? We're going to go to Mark. Mark Reed, you're also self-muted. You got to unmute yourself if you want to say hello. There he
Hello,
is.
guys. How are we doing today?
Mark, doing fabulous. How's it going, man? What's happening?
We're great. We're great. Just finished up with, as Pat knows, just finished up with my third session with Holly, and it was really good. She said that maybe Wally was a little bit tougher if you go with him, but she really pointed out a lot of areas for improving. I drive the customer through the past process, so I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. That's what I want to hear. And those of you, anybody listening, I really got to tell you that feedback that Mark has given you, that's pretty much what we hear every single time. Hey, Pat, could you show them where to go? You basically go no results-nofee.com/role play, I believe it is. Is that right?
Let's have a look there. There we go. /role play. See, loading up there.
There you go. So just go there, express interest. $197 for 3 calls, and I got to tell you guys, you'd be well served if you do that. Correct, Mark? Am I fair in saying that?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, one of the things that became obvious, if you have all your ducks in a row, just like you do when you prepare before you go before a client, to do your research and to anything you want to display, whether it's on Pass itself or if it's something like you've got your different program packages that you want to offer to them, or any other supplemental things that you want to be able to show them, you just have them at the ready, bam, 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 and you're able to do it seamlessly. And I think that's where Holly really helped me, is understanding how to make that flow happen for the
Awesome.
for the whole past presentation, as well as anything extra.
Awesome. Bam, bam, bam. I think, Pat, get that in the copy, man, immediately. There we go. I like
Bam,
it.
bam,
Mark.
bam.
Well done. You're a Flintstones fan from way back, like me. I love that show. That's my favorite cartoon by a country mile, the Flintstones.
I think
Woo!
the Ask the Expert call yesterday, where I think it was McKinsey. For those people that didn't make it, I think that's gold too, which is right on with the close and dealing with whether or not the prospect, they say, well, I don't know if I'm interested or not, and he takes you through that very, very quickly, and you highlighted that, I believe, Carl, so, or Adrian did. I can't remember. I think it was you.
Yeah, I think actually everybody listening. So the Ask the Expert call last night opened up Dave McKenzie. He was one of our speakers at the virtual business coaching mastery event, which, by the way, if you don't have access to that, I'd encourage you to explore that. He did a presentation that he just laid it out. It was so funny. Like, I asked him, do you want to be one of the presenters? And he said no. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, we got 100 people want to be presenters at the event, right? So that was no sweat. And then I had to chat to him about something else. And I said, so why? Like, everyone else wants to be a speaker. Like, why did you say no? Because he does some good numbers. He does, I think he said last night he'd do 55 grand this month. If you guys are regularly on these calls, you've heard him. Anyway, so the reason that he said no is he said, well, no, I just follow your process to a T, so I don't think anybody would learn anything from me, right? And I'm like, you're doing 50 grand a month and you're following our process to a T. You're going to be the star of the show. So anyways, we ended up doing a presentation, which was very, very good. But to Mark's point, when he hears, Mark, help me with this one to make sure I'm getting it right, but basically he would hear an objection, and the person just says, look, I got to think about it or something to that effect. And then he says to him, he gives them two options, or not too much options. He throws two things at him. He says, look, when somebody says they're not, when somebody says that they want to go away and think about it, they either don't want it or they're not sure. Which one are you? Right?
Right. That's right.
That is a very clever way of getting to what is the real, because the goal is to get to the real objection, right? They don't feel like they've got the discipline to follow through. They don't feel like they're going to be able to get their act together quick enough in 90 days to make sure that they're going to positively impact this thing. They're insecure about their own business abilities, that kind of thing. So you got to, if you want to solve a problem, you got to really be able to identify and define the problem. So that's what that question will help you do. So anyways, but he did it in a very clever kind of understated way, and I thought it was good as well, Mark. So
well, I've got it here. I think it's worth repeating if you're okay with that. They said if the prospect says they're not sure, well, then it's one of three things, and you can actually communicate to the client. It says, well, if you're not sure, you think maybe it's not a good fit for you, or the function isn't right, or it's finances, and usually it comes down to finances. And I really love what Dave. I hadn't heard this before. He says, well, maybe we can start you in and do just to dip your toe in the water and start with like maybe $497 a month. And then we'll ramp it up over the next 3 to 4 to 5, 6 months to where I'm showing you I'm going to deliver. And oh, by the way, I give you a double your money back guarantee in writing. So, you've got nothing to lose here.
Yeah. Mark, super good. I want to make sure everybody's just hearing what you're explaining, because it's magic. So what happens is you have a coach who's new, or let's say you got a coach who's really good and then they suck at sales. Okay. So let's say that a really good coach wants to be $2,000 a month, 24 grand a year, but they don't feel like they have the experience and they suck at sales. Sorry. So what they do is they go, well, I suck at sales, so I kind of got to be $997 a month because I'm just not able to, to explain my value quick enough to be able to get somebody to whip out a credit card and agree to $2,000 a month, 24 grand a year. So I'll just make myself $997 or $797 or $897 or $1297, whatever. So here's the hack, and this is a hack on steroids. In fact, I wrote an email, or I might have answered in the podcast. But anyways, the question that I answered was, what would Jeff Bezos do if he owned a coaching company? And this was basically my answer. He wouldn't sit there and work out how he could make a whole lot of money. He would work out how he could allow you to win for the longest period of time, and he could still get the revenues that he's looking for, right? Because remember, if you have 20 clients at $2 grand a month, that's a $480,000 consulting company. And part of the magic of what we do is we have wicked margins in coaching and consulting because we don't have a lot of overhead. So when you're making 480 grand and you got 80% margins, this is good, right? I'd imagine. So anyway, so here's the hack. Here's the solution. The client can't afford the high-end fees up front, and then he got there by using this clever questioning that I gave a couple minutes ago. So instead of closing him at $2 grand a month, what you do is you say, well, look, let's do this. Let me give you 4 months to ramp up. So what we'll do is we'll make it 500 month 1, 1,000 month 2, 1,500 in month 3, and then 1,997 in month 4 onwards. So what happens is you just got a $24,000 client for a $500 credit card. And that, my friends, is a hack on steroids. And then, by the way, and again, you still can't convince them. Remember, don't do your best. You do what it takes, right? That's the attitude you gotta have. When I used to have a big team of coaches and I used to do a lot of sales on behalf of my coaches, they used to say that when you sit with Carl in a sales environment, he grows roots in the chair, right? In other words, I'm not leaving until they say yes. And what I would do to get the deal is whatever it takes. I didn't, give my best deal. I just, whatever needed to be said in order to get that deal done, including, like, one of the things I would always do is I'd always have a check in my inside pocket. And if I felt like it was needed, I would pull out the check. I would write it out for the 12 months of fees. I would date it 12 months from today and say, does this make you feel better? Right? I would do anything to get the deal done. And keeping in mind that I had, these kids these people that were sitting with me, these coaches all had kids and families and wanted to be able to take trips to Disneyland and Christmas presents, et cetera. So anyways, that is so the 500, 1,000, 15. So you could go further. You could go 200, 400, 600, 800, then 997, then 1,500, then 1997. Like, you could start at 100, go 100, 200, 400, 600, 800. You just do whatever it takes. So that's the difference. But the magic is that you keep that client for 2 years, and there are no guarantees. And make no mistake about it, if you do these deals consistently, you will get railroaded once in a while. Okay. My answer to that, get over it. Because if the goal is not to get X client, the goal is to get 20 clients at $2,000 a month and hit 480 grand, in gross revenues for your coaching company. And then, by the way, screw that up and do half as well, you're at 240. Do half as well as that, you're at 120. So anyway, so there you go. So that, Mark, did I explain that properly? Do you like that? Anything you'd add?
Yeah, you're on point. One thing I forgot that Pat's only reminded us about almost virtually every PAS meeting is to practice. Well, no, in the PAS webinars is make sure you're trying to boot up PAS in Microsoft Edge and not
yes,
the Google, what is it, Chrome. Yeah, my mistake, and I was like very sheepish about making that mistake because parts of my PAS wasn't working when I was going through the role play with Holly, and she said, "Hey, have you booted up in in Chrome?" And I'm like, guilty.
There we go. Everybody's got to do the role play, guys. It's the feedback is always incredible. So there you go. Awesome. Well, there you go, Mark. And Pat, anything you'd expand upon on what I just said, like in terms of the scaled pricing and that sort of thing?
No, I just want to mention, I'm not sure if I've said this before, but I just encourage everyone to stay off of Chrome.
Yeah. Stay away from
Don't use Chrome.
Folks.
Software doesn't work in Chrome. Edge, Safari, whatever, Firefox. Stay off of Chrome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not just us, guys. It's a software thing. Chrome is a funky animal. Stay away. Cool. Okay, Mark, appreciate you, bud. Gonna put you back on mute. Awesome. Pat, maybe could we show everybody, just in case they didn't see it, can we show everybody the last two updates? Show them the list building and then also the magic under priorities where you can take things, go up and down.
Yep, and just to remind people, we've got about 15 more minutes before we have to jump. So if you got a question, just throw it in there. But here on the left, you've got lists. You can see my mouse moving there, Carl, can you? And
yep.
Also this icon here at the top, so you can click either one. You're going to jump into lists. We just launched this a couple days ago. We've already had several requests, and we perform live searches for you. We're not going to outdated databases. These are live searches in your preferred area. So what you're going to get: full name, company name, physical address, email address and or phone number, LinkedIn profile, and we're going to deliver this, and it's going to just load up right here on the right. You got to see minor pending because Joy is not fulfilling my list requests, and obviously they're just for examples, and that's why. But you would say, hey, I want whatever, 1,000 lists, 1,000 names. The more you get, the cheaper it gets. You just click one of these, you go next step, you select your place. So I got Colorado Springs, for example, or you could do by zip code. So easy to walk through. Select your industries by the drop down, or you can just say, I've got some examples in there: chiropractor, physical therapy, therapist. Better write it out so we're not confused. Like that, and then, whatever, massage practitioner. So those three, what we're going to do, if you had asked for 1,000, we're going to go to your first choice first. And in that previous step, we're going to your city first, or if you've got zip codes, we're going to look in your first zip code for your first choice. So just a little note there, but we're definitely going to this first choice by keyword. So if we find 1,000 chiropractors in your area, might be a little bit unlikely, but if we find it there, we're not going to go after physical therapists or massage therapists. So we'll go after those chiropractors. You click next step, your radius. Maybe you're happy within 100 miles. Maybe you want within 25 miles or whatever. So go to your next step. Will you allow us to bill your credit card and file? There you go. Click it, and it comes straight in there. So you get an email. We deliver in 2 to 3 work days. It's pretty quick. And then you've got a list that you can take. You can call these numbers. You can, let me just show quickly. Let me pause my screen here so I don't pull up the wrong list for people. And let's have a look here. I think I've got one available. There we go. Just an example of, I'm going to bring it up to my other screen. Example of the kind of list that you get. Hang on a sec, it's coming. There we go. And so, yeah, here you see we've got, whoops, there we go. First name, last name, title, company name, website, LinkedIn profile, email address, second if they've got it, contact phone number, second if they've got it, and their location. So that's kind of what we give you. And
show them the 97, and then we also do a bit of magic around there. The 97%, like Michael told you, Michael Jones is going to be a popular guy. I bet he's getting some calls on the replays of this. But 90, yeah,
email Michael Jones right now. Yeah, the software that we, it pings this email address for you to make sure it's working. And so you get a 97% reliability rate. Some of these, there might be a problem with it, or like this one here, maybe it's a 3%. So what we want to do is we want to weed out these guys if at all possible. But and then what we're doing as well, we're just over delivering. So like this one doesn't have an email, but it's got a phone number. So we're over delivering if you're asking for 1,000. Our goal is to give you 10% more, because if you have something that's like, it doesn't work, we don't want you coming back complaining saying, hey, I asked for 1,000 and only 988 worked. It's like, no, we'll just give you an extra 10% right off the top if we can, if they're available. And obviously in any list, even with a live search, you run into some unreliability, unfortunately. So we'll get around by just over delivering. So there you go.
Beautiful, love it, love it. And then can you show them also the new magic and the priorities and implementation, please? Yep.
We have Brian Duckworth has a question. Maybe we could see.
Yeah, just Brian. Yeah, he's asking about Australia. Yep. He's Brian. No problem. So anywhere in the world, guys, it's global. So no sweat.
Yep. So I mean, I think one of the things is if you're looking for, let me go back here a couple industries. If you're looking for something, let's say airlines and aviation, and it's like, oh my gosh, you want 1,000 people, 1,000 businesses in airlines and aviation inside of Melbourne, we're probably not going to get that for you because the list just doesn't exist. There might be 4 or 8. So these are like, I think you just go with common, like chiropractors are common, physical therapists, dentists. We had financial services today, banking, things like that, investment bankers. There's a lot of people like that, and we can help you out with those. So yeah, the other thing very quickly is, where are we going? Oh yeah, okay. So we're looking at the new priorities tab.
We're not down. I think you're. Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you were paused there, but keep going.
I think my screen is saying what is going on with this internet? Fetching the questions. There we go. So we're clicking on priorities. The new thing in priorities is that you can move things around. So the software is going to give you a priority. If you come in and go, you know what, I don't like that priority. I want to bring drip campaign higher up. You can do that. Then you save it. If you've changed the priority, don't click prioritize again, because that'll give you it'll say, are you sure you want to change your custom priority? It's like, no, I want to keep it. So if you click prioritize again, it's going to give you the software's definition of the implementation order. If you change that, you go into implementation, and once you start working on something, it's going to turn blue. So so once you start working on it, don't move it back in the priorities tab. Yeah. And here you've got an icon here.
Sorry, could I ask you to do it? Could you click market dominating position? Because I want everybody to see this. I think this is cool. So hit market dominating position, and we're going to see the answers. This is what I refer to as the answers at the back of the book. So you just expand a couple of those. There we go, right? So, Pat, how would you create a market dominating position? Well, we got this is exactly what he would do step by step, right? So no doubt you guys can see the value of having the answers at the back of the book, clear and, not far at any stage. Okay, so can you go back to priorities now, please? So now you're going to click the icon. Oh, sorry. No, right where you're at. Sorry about that. So now watch this, guys. So he hits market dominating position. He hits the icon beside it. Okay, the answers at the back of the book follow him. So at the right-hand side, you see some are checked, which basically means he manually checked that to say that this was implemented. If he unchecked it, it's going to be, not implemented. And then on the left-hand side, you're able to, this is where you're taking your coaching notes. Like, what did you do? What didn't you do? What, you're taking notes. So
you can see those notes there.
Yeah, there we go. And then, and if you could, Pat, I hope you don't mind, I just want to bounce around a bit, but like add another, see the actions they still need to complete, which is the top bit there. So click just add another, so that they can kind of see how that works. So again, depending upon how many things you need to get done, boom, that's it. He clicks save. The right-hand side, it tells you that it was saved successfully, and bingo, bingo, bongo. So anyway, I just wanted to show them that.
And then
that's cool.
Yep. And then down the bottom right, you've got actions the client must complete before the next session. When you save those, when you go in the next session, they should be up here on the left side. So actually, this might still be there on this thing because we're in market dominating position. But when I go back to implementation calendar and I click on now increase prices, they're now up here on this side. These are things they should have completed. So
there you go.
Pretty cool. But yeah.
Perfect.
And so the other thing is one more thing. There's in the settings tab here, we're allowing you to schedule meetings. Now we are going to revamp this. We showed this a few weeks ago, and there was a lot of feedback on this. So we're going to make this so much better. Instead of just once a week, twice a week, what about 3 times a month? I think we're going to add a calendar in here. What we're doing first, I think William's going to start working on this in about a week to get this up and running again. So, and refine this. So there you go.
Very cool. Yeah, lots of updates come to that. Catherine's asking, so she's asking, does the e-learning system link to the Profit Acceleration software? The answer, Catherine, is no. Your membership site and Profit Acceleration software are 2 completely different animals. So yeah, they're just 2 completely different things. Actually, she's got a second. Can you see her question there? Can you answer that one for her? She's here it is, Pat. How do I actually no? Let's open Catherine. Catherine, we're coming for you, buddy. You're self-muted, Catherine. Unmute yourself.
There you go. Thank you for opening me up. So
no worries.
Even though those are 2 separate animals, y'all did just click on some really powerful information about the steps he needed to do to, achieve his market domination strategy.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I clicked on the software the other day, first of all, I don't think I saw nearly this many drop downs. I saw about a third of those or half of those, and I don't think I saw as many things across the top: the dashboard, priorities, implementation reports, meeting notes. But I could be wrong. But
yeah, you probably hit the home button. There we go. You were probably here.
Yes, exactly. That's where I was. You're right. You're right.
So you got to create a company, and then you need to create an assessment. What we encourage you to do, could you hit new assessment, please? Catherine, here's what you should do. Hit new assessment. Hit the module. Yep, perfect. See, keep that. Now, Catherine, what you should do, you see that there's all these different module sets. You may or may not have digital acceleration. Create one in each. Create one, just a dummy, and then you'll have it. So there'll be 5 in total that you'll create.
Okay.
Make sense? Help?
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
But like.
So now give us another. You had another question there about the report. What was that?
Yeah. So, as I understood from the training, that in each of these sessions, even if they don't hire you and listen to Carl, that's going to be impossible because I'm not going to leave till they hire me. But but even in the worst case, they didn't hire me. Aren't they supposed to still get like a written report that I could email them, like 16 pages? I thought I heard about a 16.
Yeah.
So where would I was trying to find that the other day and I couldn't find that.
Yep. Look along the top bar. You're going to hit here we go. Just watch Pat's magic here.
Oh, reports. Okay.
There it is. Boom.
Beautiful. This is amazing.
Oh, what y'all built. Now, it's really important that as you can look at this report, everything's included.
Yes.
All the impacts are included for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can download the report, but this report you download will not be ready to send.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some instructions here how to edit it.
Okay.
But I would go back to the training and scroll down here, and there is a training on
the report.
Editing the software report.
Reports and roadmaps. Beautiful.
Yeah. So the first one you do may take you an hour to figure out how to do it. You create yourself a template. And then once you've got the template done, you can go back and just save it as the new company name, and you can go through and probably do that report in 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank y'all so much.
Awesome, Catherine. Thank you so much. So go play with it a little bit. And then, like I said, try to make these calls, Catherine. I want to encourage that. In fact, this isn't just for you, Catherine, but everybody listening. The folks that have come to these calls, like the Dave McKenzie's never missed one, and he's the guy that we mentioned earlier, doing $55,000 a month, following our system verbatim, step by step, and he's really crushing it. But I want to encourage everybody to make sure you come to these calls. So, Catherine, let us send you away. Go do that, then come back on Tuesday, and let's have a look, and we'll answer any other questions you got. Sound good?
Yeah, it sounds real good. But I don't know how I got the email for this, the link for this. So I'm not completely registering for everything that I could properly.
So, in the software, go to resources. So you're in resources, click on live calls.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, good. That's what I was looking for. Yes. And the Monday motivation calls and all that. Yes. Thank you. Okay, this is so valuable. Thank y'all.
Awesome. Okay, Catherine, we appreciate you, buddy. Anything, Pat, we good?
There we go. We got one more question, then we're out of time. Pete Ambrosino.
Okay, Pete, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody listening, Pete's a guy you don't want upset. A guy my size, he might step on me if he gets upset, so we're going to be careful here.
Not too much, man. I wouldn't do that. Hey.
How you doing, Pete? Great to have you here, bud.
I'm doing awesome, man. Thank you so much. Really a quick question. I just heard for the first time that I should be using Edge, and this might answer my question, but when I download my reports and roadmaps, I'm having a challenge putting them onto my letterhead. Is there a way to put my letterhead into the program so that it just automatically generates that, or am I overthinking this?
Now you're overthinking it. You can't actually do that with the reports. The reports are the challenge we have with reports is when I download this, the
Yep.
problem is we've got in here, it looks great. We've got text over top of images. And when you download it, you now don't have that. So we actually have to go in and create text boxes. And I show you how to do that in the training, but your letterhead doesn't automatically appear. So, I mean, you just have to have some basic understanding of how Microsoft Word works. And yeah, just kind of mess with those reports in there.
Okay.
But it's, yeah.
Don't worry about putting it on letterhead to make it look pretty.
Yeah, our developer, William, we spent too many months trying to get him to get this report fully automated, and we just couldn't do it.
That's
and
okay.
Just as very quick heads up, we've got some ROI charts. These ROI charts within a week are going to be fully updated and gorgeous and a lot more intuitive. We're going to do a training around that. But then part of the challenge of doing this is now William, our developer, has to get these updated reports into, the updated charts into the reports so that they look good in the reports as well. It's a lot. I mean, it's just pretty complex. I'm glad he's doing the programming and not me.
And then just a last quick question. I noticed there's a difference in the length of the report from the digital Jumpstart 12 versus the regular Jumpstart.
Yes.
Okay.
The digital we created as a 2-pager. And this one actually downloads very well and looks really good as you do it, but it's just a 2-pager. You can do a roadmap.
Yep.
And
this
roadmap is similar to the other roadmap. But yeah, this report is very different.
That's awesome. And just to leave you with some good news, guys, I've closed a $2,000 a month client just recently, and I've got 6 more in the work.
Boom! That's what I want to hear.
Wow.
Awesome. Where did you? So walk us through it real quick. How did you find them? What would give us the dynamics?
It was a referral from an existing client. Somebody, I'm not sure who the genius was, said to just go out and love on your client and show them and get involved in their business, and that's what I did. I showed up at this guy's business and just started working with him, and he was hook, line, and sinker once we sent him through the PAS. It was awesome.
Awesome. Love it. Okay, cool. Well, high five, man. Good job on the, congrats on the $2,000 a month client, and good luck on the remaining folks. What'd you say, 6 more in the hopper?
6 more in the hopper. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, well, good luck on those. Keep us posted, buddy. And for everybody, we got to jump on another call for the certified guys. So we got to bolt. Pete, we appreciate you, bud.
Thank you so much.
Back on mute, and everybody else here, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next Tuesday. But like I said, and what Pat always says, guys, get into your software and play. That, you guys say something and then Pat just goes boom, 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 boom. He's in this thing all day, every day. Look, you're not going to get to that level realistically anytime soon, but there's some secret sauce in there. Just get your nose in there, guys, and get practicing. The magic happens. So there we go. Pat, any parting words for our folks here?
No. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Awesome. Okay, Pat, we all appreciate you, bud, and everybody here playing full out. We appreciate you. We'll see you on Tuesday.